Here's blood. Smashing, dude. Bubbles in there. Some bells. Blood.
We are in Butler County, Kentucky, and this is the first trip that we're doing this year. Basically running around, finally being able to show off the new whitetail pattern, Spectre.
This is the earliest season we could find to come down and chase some velvet whitetails. We are not at an outfitted operation right now. We're at a piece of property that we got permission on. We're hunting on a little over 200 acres. This property has a couple fingers of beans on it. It's some of the only ag around. And because it's so early in the season right now, being early September, we're hunting these deer on their summer pattern. We just got into camp. What we're gonna do is we're gonna head out and we're gonna scout the food sources. We're gonna split up, trying to divide and conquer and just figure out what is on this farm.
Where deer are actually traveling, where they're coming out into the CRP and staging, or where they're coming out into the beans and feeding, and see how much of that intel we can collect tonight to kind of make a strategic strike for tomorrow's set.
Two little yearling bucks already pop out. Probably like a year and a half, 2.5 old. One of them's got kind of a jacked up left side. One of them's a real little 8-pointer, but they're in full velvet. They look pretty, so hopefully that's a good sign of things to come. They're just like in their normal unpressured routine where they're just walking. I mean, those deer have covered 130 yards in 3 minutes. And I mean, they're not running, they're just like grazing along. It's like me at a CC's Pizza. Keep hitting the buffet.
Our goal is to always stack the odds in our favor. And as we've been working on this pattern for the last couple years, that's the goal of a pursuit-specific pattern like Spectre. All right, long stick gets first pick.
My instincts tell me to go right. Oh, all right, where are you going?
Back corner.
Oh man, I think that's a money spot.
Let's go get him, man.
Let's get it.
Good luck. You know, we need to put ourselves in the right situation, but if something goes wrong or something isn't 100% right, I want a pattern that I know is going to do exactly what I need it to do to cover my butt, right, when I make a mistake, or to help me out stacking those odds in my favor. And as we've seen over the last couple of years of development, like that's what this pattern does, and it does it better than any other whitetail specific pattern on the market.
Sometimes half a second or 2 seconds is all it takes. That's the difference in a successful hunt and a heavy pack out, or coming home with a story.
I think we can learn something about this property. I think we can also have a pretty good chance to connect in the next few days here, so we'll keep you posted. At the very foundation of this pattern is the same algorithm that was used to develop Fusion and Cypher, two extremely effective patterns. But what we did is we altered that algorithm to take into account what are the engagement distances that whitetail hunters hone in on. And for us, that worked into developing basically 2 separate breakups within this pattern. So we have a macro breakup within Spectre, and what that's designed to do is allow the shape of your body, the human figure, to essentially disappear at that longer engagement distance. And not only do we take into account that longer engagement distance, but what is the engagement angle when that buck is 200 yards away? What does that buck actually see, not only at that distance, but at that angle with the things that are surrounding you? So in this case, it's tree limbs, tree trunks, potentially vegetation, etc. So that's the first portion of this pattern, is that macro portion that's gonna allow you to disappear, on those field edges at longer distances while that buck is actually coming in. The second portion of the pattern is the micro breakup. The micro portion of this pattern is designed, from that 50 to essentially 0 yard engagement distance, and the engagement angles at that point, when you're 20 to 25 feet up in a tree, to make you disappear. So really the pattern does both things great. It's gonna keep you hidden when that deer's far away and coming in, and when he gets into that sweet spot, that zone of which you're drawing your bow back, it's gonna keep you hidden there as well.
What they have done every time is kind of come into this corner, so we're 28 yards from it. It should be pretty perfect. Also, Gregg is about 150 yards to our south, so we have both the fingers covered. Somebody's gonna get a shot tonight, I know it.
We're actually gonna be seeing probably some of the same deer, but what this is gonna allow us to do is basically the two options they have for travel corridors with this wind. One of us is gonna be in the right spot to hopefully connect with one of the bucks we've targeted so far. Meh. Meh. Straight out of this stuff into the beans there. Oh, I'm shaking, dude.
We were sitting in the field, does all over the place, and we heard the unmistakable crack of a perfectly placed arrow.
Dude, congrats, man.
Fingers crossed, man.
So tell me.
That was like last 60 seconds of shooting light.
This is exciting. Let's go find
Dude,
it.
this is like this is like the worst part.
You start playing through it in your head and like.
Well, of course, that was the one spot that Hunter couldn't film to, so he filmed me. And like we can watch it, you can hear the hit in the video, but like I can't confirm with the video like where the hit actually was.
Here's blood. Smash him, dude. Bubbles in there.
See bubbles?
Blood. Do you want your deer? Congrats, man. It's the buck we saw first night. Great shot, dude.
Yeah, that was the side I saw when he came out.
Yeah. That's awesome, dude. That was the first deer we saw on this property.
Pretty cool. Seeing the whole process of developing this pattern come to fruition has been one of the most rewarding things that I've been able to do while working at First Lite. This has been my baby, and we've spent 2 years really developing and testing this pattern. It's such an awesome tool to have in the toolbox, and it's really exciting to be able to kind of share that and put that out to the community and allow them to see how effective this pattern is and how great it works for whitetails.
Such an honor and privilege to have been a part of the design of that, kind of moving on and now getting real world use of it is really pretty cool.